Hi guys, Deluded Guna. Now I hate talking about clubs being bigger than another club. There's many different ways you can judge a club being bigger than another, and many different biases you can use to suit your agenda or whoever the point you're trying to make. Whether it's trophies, whether it's personnel, whether it's the manager, whether it's the type of players they have, whether it's trophies and their history. You get where I'm going with that. I mean, even if we, as silly and as ludicrous as it is, if we haven't won Champions League, Forest have. Some fans have been known to use that as an example to say which club is bigger than the other. Ludicrous, I know, but you get where I'm going. Now, more relevant to the case is Arsenal being bigger than Spurs or Spurs being bigger than Arsenal. Like you're seeing some pundits run away with that. The, fans are saying it on both sides, and you're seeing the media have run a circus with it. So let's get into it. Spurs are moving in the right direction versus our stagnation. Yes, but they're not a bigger club than us. If football ended tomorrow, what club has done more in the game? What club has contributed more in the game? There's no disrespect to Spurs, but what have Spurs given to football fans in general? Well, yes, they've won. I'm not saying they haven't won honours, but as recently as 2004, Invincibles, United had the treble. What have Spurs contributed? If football ended tomorrow, who's done more? Not only that, the expectations of the club are massive. I mean, despite we know the constant cycle and the capitulation, and when Arsenal is time to turn it on, we don't turn it on. Ultimately, that's why we don't win the league. But despite this, we're always expected to make up there, be around there. Spurs are not expected. It's always a case of if they'll do it, fine. There's not really an expectation on Spurs as a club to go and win leagues and stuff like that because they haven't for how many years. That's not a shot at Spurs, but that is the harsh reality. Yes, Pochettino's got them moving in the right direction, looking beyond us, which they shouldn't be looking at us, looking at the league, waiting until Chelsea drop some points. That's what they should be doing. You get where I'm going with that. Not only that, we've been bantered for constantly finishing just third or fourth or whatever just to get Champions League. Spurs would love that. When has Spurs been a consistent top four club? We find that mediocre. It is mediocre. But have Spurs done that? Again, not a shot at Spurs. But when have Spurs done that? You get where I'm going with that. I'm pretty sure the most the most loyal of Spurs fans would have taken that nonsense of constantly getting top four and capitulating that we had because they didn't have it. League titles, like I said, we haven't won it in 13 something years or 13, 14, 15, I've lost count. But Spurs haven't won it in 56, in around 56. Haven't won the FA Cup in around 26. Haven't won the Carling Cup since 08. We haven't won the Carling Cup in my lifetime. But you get where I'm going with that. So if we're expected to do certain things, you've got to place them same expectations on Spurs, which the media doesn't. Look, even last year, Spurs are the only team that can catch Leicester. Blah blah blah. This that the other. They finished third in a two-horse race. What does that say? Spurs were better than us last year. But you get where I'm going with the expectations of the club. You get where I'm going. As recently as February, Pochettino said they're prepared for a strong run-in to the end of the season. They remember the pain and the hurt of last year, which is why I rate Pochettino. They remember what happened last year that ultimately led to the capitulation against Newcastle, and they're using it as a fuel for this year. That's not what's in debate. The sun is shining at Spurs. When the weather's a bit bad and the paint starts to crack, you'll see certain things. But they're moving in the right direction. They're not a bigger club than us yet. Of course, that's not again. What's not in debate is the stature of the club. They're a bigger club than they're a better club than us. Sorry, no debates. They're playing better football than us. They've been better than us in 18 months. This probably they'll finish ahead of us now, which was supposed to have happened last year. We've got lucky. Spurs would really have to mess up, and we'd really have to do something for that to change. So you get where I'm going with that. Like United have been poor since Fergie left. Is City a bigger club? No, if you answer honestly, like it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. Again, it's exciting times to be at Spurs with the stadium. They're building something with a great crop of players. They've got Pochettino. It's exciting times. Again, moving in the right direction. Yes, versus our stagnation, but they're not a bigger club than us. Like they need to, at best, they need to do the very things we hate and the very things we reminisce about and the history. They need to better that. It's like us saying we're a bigger club than United. We need to go and win the treble and get 20 plus league trophies. There's levels in this. Again, not a shot at Spurs, but there's levels in this. There's levels. How many times have you seen Spurs say this is the year they finish ahead of Arsenal, which would be the first in a lot of their fans' lifetimes in 20 odd years? How many times they've said, yeah, we finish ahead of Arsenal, we'll do this, and they capitulate. This is the first year they're going to go and do it. Not only that, they're going to have to build on this next year because they would have got Champions League 2 years in a row. They're going to have to build on this, and now it's going to be a proper league challenge next year. It's down to Spurs. Right, there's levels. Again, no disrespect to Spurs, but in conclusion, guys, they're moving into the right direction versus our stagnation. But a bigger club, I think not. Deluded Guna, I'm signing out.